record your sound. So I'm going to go down to Garageband. And I can open Garageband, I can start recording and then pull up a different window and it'll keep on recording, which is fantastic. If somebody else's project's already come up, you don't want their project, you don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to get a new empty project. I'm going to choose, and I want the microphone because I'm real, I'm not an instrument plugged in, and hit create. First thing I'm going to do after that is I'm going to get rid of the metronome so it's not clicking constantly. Turn off both of those, and I should be ready to record now. So the next thing I'm going to do is hit the record button and then switch over to the screen that has my video. So I'm just going to pick somebody else's video for now since I don't actually have one myself, so I can give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing right here. Okay, so I'm going to hit record, and it's okay that there's a couple seconds that I'm talking now because I can cut that out later. So I'm going to go ahead and click on, I don't know, this video, and your video probably doesn't have sound. This won't either. So I'm going to talk about, and here's my house, and there's the door, and there's the windows, and this is wonderful. There's my kitchen, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to go ahead and finish recording, and then I can switch back to this screen. So you notice that I can just three finger swipe to get back and forth, or I could have minimized GarageBand and minimized the other one and have them both pulled up simultaneously side by side. I'm going to hit the stop button when I'm done, and then spacebar so I can go back to the beginning. And I don't want this part at the beginning where I'm just talking. And it's okay that there's a couple seconds that I'm talking now. I don't like that, so I'm going to go right here. This is called my playhead. I'm going to move that to where I want it and hit Command T, and that's going to trim so I can highlight the section I don't want, hit delete, slide this over. Same thing. Let's say I mess up. Just keep recording, take a break, back up a sentence or so, back up with your video and your narration, and just start in again, because if there's a place I messed up, right? So I'm going to go ahead and finish recording. There, I don't want that. I don't want finished recording, whatever. Command T, and move my playhead, Command, and if I want it, you see how it's jumping, I can change that. It's snap to grid under edit, and change it so now it will let me go itty bitty incremental marks and not snap. And I'm going to go Command T, and this little part's what I want to click out, and I'm going to slide it over. When I'm done, I've listened to it, it's all perfect, I've edited everything. I'm going to go to Share, Song to Music, and I'm going to give it a name like Mr. Anand's Tiny House. Only you name it your own name, because that would be weird if you name it My Tiny House. When GarageBand is done, it's going to pop up in Music. I'm going to go ahead and close out of GarageBand. And don't save. And it'll end up at the very bottom of my playlist down here. So I'm going to drag this off the desktop. If you're playing my video, please turn my audio down. Is that mine? Yeah. That's mine. How annoying. Shush. Okay, I'm going to drag this off the desktop if I didn't do that already. I did already. Get out of here. And so it's going to end up back there. So then, the next part, I go into iMovie. Wow, iMovie, come on. After I am in iMovie, I'm going to go to Projects because it's going to open up the previous project. If anybody has ever done anything on here before, it's going to pull up the most recent. And so I'm going to go back to Projects. And we're going to make this something I'll remember. Click OK. Click Create New iMovie. Actually, I labeled the previous Mr. O's Tiny House, but that's okay. Under Desktop, I'm going to find my audio. I'm going to drag it in. Your scenes you should have already had created somewhere. I don't have any idea what this is, but I'm going to pretend that this is my, my scenes. Drag in my audio. I'm going to make sure everything lines up. I can do fancy things like if something isn't quite lined up, I can still trim my audio down here. I believe it's Command B instead of Command T. Don't know why, but it's different in iMovie than it is Garageband, even though the same company makes it. If I have audio from this, I'm not going to want both audios talking. That's going to be a pain. So I'm going to click, and I get the little double arrows going up and down, if you can see that. And I'm going to drag that all the way down because this is not my narration audio. That's just the background to whatever my movie was. So I'll make sure this is all lined up. Again, I can drag these and change them a little bit. If I need one part of my video to be longer, I can hit Command B on the video and Command B on the video. And I'm going to take this little half a second and I'm going to look at my speedometer up here. And I'm going to change this so it is incredibly slow. I can make it 10% of the normal speed, or I can make it a custom slowness and say I want it 30% of the speed or whatever. Hit enter and that'll apply. So now instead of this being 5 seconds, now it's 1.5 seconds. That might just line things up just perfectly so it now fits. Make sure we go through the rubric if you need a title or intro or anything like that. I know some people wanted to put in some YouTube songs. So if I'm going to go to YouTube and I say upbeat, happy, public domain music, and I listen to this one and it's perfect. Actually, it's not perfect because it's an hour long and I'm not going to download that. That's ridiculous. All these sponsored videos, 21 seconds. That'll work for a demo. Perfect. Here's 1 4 minutes. So I'm going to go to this, 2-finger click. Nope, this is advertisement. Okay, after I skip the ad, 2-finger click, copy the video URL, and I'm going to go YouTube to MP4. And MP4 is just a video file. The second one down, this guy seems to be working today. So we're going to click on this. Sometimes you get some funky advertisements, so beware. I'm going to go Command V and paste. And start. This is just going to convert it to an MP4 file. I'm going to download the lowest quality resolution because it won't take as long and I'm just getting the audio anyway. Click download. Hopefully it starts going. If you see that little thing fly up to here, that is my download button. And if not, just try doing it again. But again, they have funny advertisements, sometimes highly inappropriate. I apologize. I can't do anything about their advertisements. So we're going to minimize that to iMovie. So I can still see it. That background's gone to my downloads folder right here. It is a video file, but if I drag the video file in up above, it will come in as a video file. If I drag it in down below, it'll come in as an audio file. Just make sure that I don't cover up my narration. So I'm going to make sure it's on a different plane. And then I have my narration, my video. Awesome. There's more and there's the window. So I can cut that out later. So I'm going to go and click on this video. Delightful. Maybe I don't want the beginning. Again, Command B will snip it in half. I can cut out the very beginning. If I want to have it fade in, fade out, this little donut circle right here with the double arrows allow me to drag over and that will fade in and fade. I can do the same thing to fade out. Now let's pretend for a second that my narration ends here. My video ends here also, and they're lined up just beautifully. And my song continues to go on for 4 years afterwards. I'm going to want to cut that song so I don't just have a black nothingness for the last 3 minutes. And I can fade out. Oops. I can fade out then too after I grab that little donut. So if I grab the double arrows that are black, it's going to make it shorter or longer. I don't want that. I want this one right here, this one right here to fade out. Again, make sure you check over the rubric and you have everything. You have any titles or anything like that. When I'm 100% done, I'm going to go to File, Share, File, and I want this to be in fairly high quality. I don't want this 1080p or the highest quality just because it's going to take forever to render or finish and also take forever to upload. If it's 720p, that's probably more than enough. It's still high def. It should not be in the gigabytes. That's way too big. Give it a name that's got your name in it because this is a file that you're going to be handing in. Hit Next, and don't close out after you hit Save. So up here you have this little circle. When that entire thing is white, then it means it's done. Do not close out iMovie before that or you will kill your saving and you'll have to try it again. Should save to wherever you said to save, and then hand that file in.